The Lotus Sutra, Chapter 14, Safe and Easy Practices. At that time, Mañjuśrī Bodhisattva, the Great One, Prince of the Dharma, said to the Buddha, "World-honored one, rare indeed are such bodhisattvas. Respectfully obeying the Buddha, they have made great vows that in the evil age to come they will defend, embrace, read, recite, and teach this Dharma Flower Sutra. World-honored one, how will these bodhisattvas, the great ones, be able to teach this sutra in the evil age to come?" The Buddha responded to Mañjuśrī, "If any bodhisattva great ones want to teach this sutra in the evil age to come, they should dwell at peace in 4 teachings. First, they should dwell at peace in bodhisattva practices and associations, so that they will be able to preach this sutra to living beings." Mañjuśrī, what do I mean by the practices of bodhisattva great ones? If a bodhisattva great one is always patient, is gentle and agreeable, is never violent, and never gets alarmed, and if, moreover, such a bodhisattva does not act in such a way as to become attached to anything, but perceives the nature of the reality of all things, not acting, not discriminating, this is what I call the practices of bodhisattva great ones. What do I mean by the associations of bodhisattva great ones? Bodhisattva great ones should not be closely associated with kings, princes, ministers, or office heads. They should not associate closely with non-Buddhists, Brahmins, Jains, and so on, or with writers of worldly literature, or books praising non-Buddhist teachings. They should not associate closely with materialists or anti-materialists. They should not be closely associated with dangerous sports such as boxing or wrestling, or with dancers or actors or others who create illusions. Neither should they associate closely with people of the Chandala caste, or with those who raise pigs, sheep, poultry, or dogs, or with hunters or fishermen, or with others engaged in such evil pursuits. When such people occasionally come to them, a bodhisattva should teach the Dharma for them, expecting nothing in return. Further, they should not associate closely with monks or nuns or with laymen or laywomen who seek to become Shravakas, nor should they talk with them or visit them, and they should not stay with them, whether in the same room, recreation area, or lecture hall. They should not join in their activities. If at times such people come to 1. A bodhisattva should teach the Dharma appropriately, expecting nothing in return. Mañjuśrī, a bodhisattva great one should not teach the Dharma to women in a way that might arouse passionate thoughts, nor should he take pleasure in seeing women. If he enters someone else's home, he should not talk with girls, unmarried women, or widows, nor should he become friendly with any of the 5 kinds of unmanly men. He should not enter someone else's home alone, and if for some reason he has to enter someone's house alone, he should concentrate on thinking only of the Buddha. If he teaches the Dharma to women, he should not display his teeth by smiling, or allow his chest to be seen. Not even for the sake of the Dharma should he ever become intimate, much less for any other reason. He takes no pleasure in having young pupils, novices, or children, nor in sharing the same teacher with them. Always preferring meditation and seclusion, he should learn to quiet his mind. Mañjuśrī, this is the first kind of association he should have. Further, a bodhisattva great one views all things as empty, as they really are. Things by themselves should not be regarded as upside down or moving, or receding or revolving. They are like empty space, insubstantial, beyond words, unborn, non-emerging, non-arising, nameless, formless, truly without substance, innumerable, unlimited, boundless, without hindrances. It is only through causes and conditions that they exist, only through perversity that they are born. This is why I teach that one should always delight in seeing the character of things. This is what I call the second kind of association that bodhisattva great ones should have. Then the world-honored one, wanting to say what he meant once again, spoke in verse. If there are any bodhisattvas in the evil age to come, who with fearless hearts want to teach this sutra, these are the practices and associations they should enter. Kings and princes, ministers and office heads, those involved in dangerous sports, Chandala people, non-Buddhists and Brahmins should always be avoided. Also extremely arrogant people who are attached to a small vehicle and like to study its 3 collections should not be associated with. Nor should one associate with monks who fail to observe precepts, are hats in name only, with nuns who like to laugh and play, or with lay women deeply attached to the 5 desires, or seeking a way to extinction in the present. One should not associate with any of them. But if such people do come to a bodhisattva with sincere intentions to hear about the Buddha way, then a bodhisattva, without fear, and expecting nothing in return, can teach the Dharma for them. With widows and unmarried women, and any kind of unmanly men, they should never associate, or become close friends. Nor should they associate with butchers, meat cutters, hunters or fishermen, who hurt and kill for profit, or with those who sell meat to make a living, or those who display and sell women. With such people as these they should not associate. And with those in dangerous sports, wrestling, and other games, or with lewd women and the like, they should never associate. One should never be alone in a room to teach the Dharma to a woman. If one does teach the Dharma to a woman, there should be no flirting or laughing. When one enters a village to beg for food, he should take along another monk, and if there is no other monk, he should concentrate on thinking of the Buddha. These, then, are what are called practices and associations. By maintaining these 2, one can teach safely and easily. Moreover, one should not hold to things as higher, middle, or lower, constituted or unconstituted, real or unreal. Also, one should not make distinctions, saying, this is a man, this is a woman. One should not seek to grasp things, know them, or see them. These, then, are what are called bodhisattva practices. All things are empty and without being, without permanence, neither arising nor ending. This is called that with which wise people associate. By perverse distinctions, all things are or are not, are real or unreal, are born or unborn. In a quiet place, one can master one's mind and heart, dwelling as peacefully and unmoved as Mount Sumeru. Regarding all things as non-substantial, like empty space, without solidity, not born, not emerging, not moving, not regressing, always having the same character. This is what is called proper association. If any monk takes up these practices or this kind of association after my extinction, when he teaches this sutra, he will not be afraid or weak. When a bodhisattva at times enters a quiet room and with correct ideas views things in accord with their meaning, and arising from meditation for the sake of the king, princes, ministers and people, Brahmins and others, opens up, explains, and teaches this sutra, he will become tranquil and not be afraid or weak. Mañjuśrī, this is called the first teaching in which bodhisattvas should dwell at peace, enabling them in future generations to teach the Dharma Flower Sutra. Further, Mañjuśrī, after the extinction of the Tathagata, during the time of the decline of the Dharma, those who want to teach this sutra should make these safe and easy practices part of their lives. When they preach or read a sutra orally, they should take no pleasure in telling of the errors of other people or sutras, nor should they have contempt for other Dharma teachers, or speak of the likes and dislikes or strong and weak points of other people. They should not refer to Shravakas by name and discuss their faults, or by name praise their good points. They should not allow themselves to become resentful or hateful. If they keep such a peaceful and happy disposition, listeners will not oppose them. To difficult questions they should not respond with the Dharma of a small vehicle, but only explain things with the great vehicle, so that all-inclusive wisdom will be obtained. Then the world-honored one, wanting to say what he meant once again, spoke in verse. Bodhisattvas always delight in teaching the Dharma in a peaceful, comforting way. In a clean and pure place they spread a mat, anoint themselves with oil, and wash away the dust and dirt. They put on a new clean robe, and, clean within and without, sit calmly on a Dharma seat, and teach in accord with questions. If monks or nuns are present, laymen or laywomen, kings or princes, officials, gentlemen or ordinary people, they teach the fine and wonderful meaning of the Dharma, with a peaceful face. If there are difficult questions, they should answer according to the meaning of the Dharma. With causes and conditions, and with parables, they should lay them out and analyze them. By these skillful means, they will cause all to aspire to awakening, to advance steadily, and enter the Buddha way. They rid themselves of laziness and lazy thinking, free from all kinds of worry. Teaching the Dharma with compassion day and night, they constantly advance teachings of the unexcelled way. With various causal explanations and innumerable parables, they reveal them to the living, causing all to rejoice. Clothing and bedding, food, drink, and medicine, for all such things they have no anticipation. They concentrate only on reasons for preaching the Dharma. Their desire is to achieve the Buddha way and cause others to do the same, bringing them great gain and trouble-free offerings. After my extinction, if there are monks who are able to preach this wonderful Dharma Flower Sutra, they will be free from jealousy and anger, from distress and obstacles. People will not abuse them, they will be free from fear, neither attacked with swords or sticks, nor driven away. Because they are always patient, wise people will be good at developing themselves in this way, and be peaceful and happy, as described previously. The blessings of such people are so beyond calculation, tens of millions of billions of eons would not be enough to describe them. Again, Mañjuśrī, at the end of the age, when the Dharma is about to die, bodhisattva great ones who receive and embrace, read and recite this sutra, should not be envious or deceitful, and should not slight or abuse others who study the Buddha way, or seek out their strong and weak points. If there are monks or nuns, laymen or laywomen, who seek to become Shravakas, or seek to become Pratyeka Buddhas, or seek the bodhisattva way, one should not make trouble for them, causing them to have doubts or regrets, by saying such things to them as, you are far from the way and will never be able to have all-inclusive wisdom. Why? Because you are undisciplined people and lazy about the way. Moreover, one should not indulge in small talk about the teachings or argue over them. One should think of all the living with great compassion. One should think of Tathagatas as loving fathers. One should think of bodhisattvas as great teachers. With the deepest sincerity, one should always revere and worship the great bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, and one should teach the Dharma equally to all living beings. Just because some follow the Dharma, one should not teach more to some and less to others. Even for those who deeply cherish the Dharma, one should not teach more of the Dharma. Mañjuśrī, if among the bodhisattva great ones at the end of the age when the Dharma is about to die, there are some who have fulfilled this third kind of safe and easy practice, when they teach this sutra, nothing will upset them. They will find good fellow students to read and recite this sutra with them, and a large number of people will come to hear and receive it from them. After hearing it, the people will embrace it. After embracing it, will recite it. After reciting it, will teach it. And after teaching it, will copy or lead others to copy it. They will make offerings to the sutra rolls, revering, respecting, and praising them. Then the world-honored one, wanting to proclaim this teaching once again, spoke in verse. If you would teach this sutra, you should get rid of jealousy and anger, arrogance, deceit, and dishonesty, and always do what is honest and right. You should have contempt for no one, nor quibble about the teachings, nor cause others to have doubt or regret by saying, "You will never become a Buddha." A child of the Buddha teaching the Dharma will always be gentle and patient, and compassionate toward all, never become negligent. Toward the great bodhisattvas in all directions who practice the way out of sympathy for all, one should have reverence and respect, saying, "These are my great teachers." One should think of world-honored Buddhas as unexcelled fathers. Ridding oneself of arrogance, one should teach the Dharma without obstacle. Such is the third teaching. The wise should keep and observe it. Such a wholehearted, safe, and easy practice will be honored by countless multitudes of people. Mañjuśrī, at the end of the age when the Dharma is about to die, bodhisattva great ones who receive and embrace this Dharma flower sutra should have a spirit of great kindness toward lay people and monastics, and a spirit of great compassion toward those who are not yet bodhisattvas. They should think, "Such people have missed the Tathagata's preaching of the Dharma by skillful means, according to what is appropriate. They have not heard or known or realized or inquired or believed or understood. Yet, though they have not inquired about, believed in, or understood this sutra, when I have attained supreme awakening, wherever I am, using divine powers and the powers of wisdom, I will lead them to take this Dharma into their lives." Mañjuśrī. After the extinction of the Tathagata, bodhisattva great ones who have fulfilled this fourth teaching will be free from error when they teach this Dharma. They will always be given offerings and be revered, honored, and praised by monks and nuns, laymen and laywomen, kings and princes, ministers and people, Brahmins and ordinary citizens, and by others. Heavenly beings in the sky also, in order to hear the Dharma, will always follow them. Whether they are in a village or town or in a secluded forest, when someone comes wanting to put difficult questions to them, day or night, for the sake of the Dharma, heavenly beings will always guard and protect them, making all their hearers rejoice. Why? Because this sutra is protected by the divine powers of all the past, future, and present Buddhas. Mañjuśrī. In countless lands, not even the name of this Dharma Flower Sutra can be heard. How much less can it be seen, received, and embraced, read, and recited? Mañjuśrī. It is like a powerful, wheel-turning, saintly king who wants to conquer other countries by force, but the petty kings will not obey his orders. The wheel-turning king calls up his various armies and goes to suppress them. Seeing his soldiers distinguish themselves in the war, the king is greatly pleased and rewards them according to their merit, giving them fields, houses, villages, and towns, or robes and personal ornaments, or various kinds of treasures such as gold, silver, lapis lazuli, seashell, agate, coral, and amber, or elephants, horses, carriages, servants, and subjects. The only thing he does not give is the bright jewel in his topknot. Why? Because this jewel can only be on the head of a king. If he gave it away, all the king's followers would certainly be astonished and suspicious. Mañjuśrī, the Tathagata, is also like this. He uses powers of meditation and wisdom to win lands for the Dharma, and is king of the threefold world. But the devil kings are unwilling to submit. The Tathagata's wise and holy generals fight against them. With those who distinguish themselves he is pleased, and in the midst of the four groups he teaches sutras, causing them to rejoice. He gives them the meditations, the liberation, the flawless roots and powers, and other treasures of the teachings. In addition, he gives them the city of nirvana, telling them that they have attained extinction, and guiding them so that they all rejoice. Yet for them he does not teach this Dharma Flower Sutra. Mañjuśrī. When the wheel-turning king sees that some soldier has distinguished himself, he is so extremely pleased that now at last he gives to him the incredible jewel so long worn on his head, and never carelessly given to anyone. So it is also with the Tathagata. As the great Dharma king of the threefold world, he is teaching and transforming all the living with the Dharma. When he sees his wise and holy army fighting the devils of the five constituent aggregates, the devils of afflictions and the devils of death, and winning great distinction and merit, eliminating the three poisons, emerging from the threefold world, and breaking the nets of the devils, then the Tathagata also is greatly pleased. Though it will meet hostility and be difficult to believe, this Dharma Flower Sutra can lead all the living to comprehensive wisdom. Though it has never before been taught, I now teach it. Mañjuśrī. This Dharma Flower Sutra is the greatest teaching of the Tathagatas and the most profound of them all. I give it to you last, just as that powerful king in the end gave the bright jewel he had guarded for so long. Mañjuśrī. This Dharma Flower Sutra is the secret treasury of the Buddhas, supreme above all sutras. Guarded and protected for a long time, it has not been recklessly taught. Today, for the first time, I lay it out for all of you. Then the world-honored one, wanting to say what he meant once again, spoke in verse. One should always endure patiently with compassion for all, and preach the sutra praised by the Buddha. At the end of the age, those who embrace this sutra must have compassion toward lay people and monastics, and those not yet bodhisattvas. They should think, those who do not hear or believe this sutra suffer a great loss. When I attain the Buddha way, I will teach this Dharma to them by skillful means, that they may dwell within it. This is like a powerful wheel-turning king who rewards his soldiers, who have distinguished themselves in war with many things: elephants, horses, carriages, personal ornaments, fields and houses, villages and towns, or gives them robes, various kinds of treasures, servants, and other valuable things, giving all such things gladly. But only for the brave and strong who have done difficult things does the king take from his topknot the bright jewel and present it to him. The Tathagata is also like this. He is the king of all things. He has great strength for enduring patiently, and a treasury of wisdom. With great compassion he transforms the world according to the Dharma. He sees all human beings in suffering and agony, seeking liberation and fighting against the devils. For all these living beings he has taught various things, and as a great skillful means has taught these sutras. And when he knows that the living have gained strength through them, at last, for their sake, he teaches this Dharma flower, just as the king took from his topknot the bright jewel and gave it away. Among all the sutras, this sutra is highest. I have always guarded and protected it, and never recklessly revealed it. This is the right time to teach it for all of you. After my extinction, all those who seek the Buddha way and want to preach this sutra in peace and comfort should tie themselves tightly to these 4 teachings. Everyone who reads this sutra will always be free from anxiety and stress, and from illness and pain. Their faces will be fresh and bright. They will not be born poor, servile, or ugly. Living beings will delight in seeing them, and respect them as sages or saints. Children from heaven will be their servants. They will not be struck by swords or sticks. Poison will not harm them. If anyone speaks ill of them or curses them, that person's mouth will be closed. They will be able to go anywhere without fear, like lion kings. The radiance of their wisdom will shine like the sun. Even in their dreams they will see only wonderful things. Various Tathagatas sitting on lion seats, preaching the Dharma to groups of monks around them, and dragons, spirits, asuras, and others, numerous as the sands of the Ganges, their palms together in reverence. And they will see themselves there teaching the Dharma for others. They will see Buddhas with their characteristic golden bodies, radiating immeasurable light, illuminating all things, their Brahma voices preaching what had been taught. For the 4 groups, the Buddha will be teaching the unexcelled Dharma, and they will find themselves among them, praising the Buddha with palms together. They will hear the Dharma with joy, make offerings, master incantations, and witness to the wisdom of never backsliding. When the Buddha knows they have entered deeply into the Buddha way, then he will assure them of reaching the highest true awakening. You, my good son, in a future life, will obtain immeasurable wisdom, the great way of the Buddha. Your land will be decorated and pure, and incomparably huge. The 4 groups will be there, with palms together, listening to the Dharma. They will also see themselves in mountains and forests, studying and putting into practice the good Dharma, and witnessing to the reality of things. Deep in meditation, they will see the Buddhas in all directions, golden-colored Buddhas, adorned with 100 signs of blessings. Those who hear and teach for others will always have good dreams like this. They will dream they are kings who forsake palaces and servants, and the exquisite wonders of the 5 desires, to go to the place of the way. They will sit upon lion seats under Bodhi trees, and after seeking the way for 7 days, attain the wisdom of Buddhas. Having attained the unexcelled way, they will get up and turn the Dharma wheel, and for the 4 groups, they will teach the Dharma for tens of millions of billions of eons. After teaching the flawless, wonderful Dharma, and saving innumerable living beings, they will enter nirvana, as the smoke stops when a lamp goes out. If anyone in an evil age to come teaches this preeminent Dharma, they will gain great benefits, such as the blessings above.